Hello and welcome to Power Moves. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you after the long break. Welcome to Power Moves, where we find ways to level up in our career, level up in our finances, and level up in life in general. It is so good to see you all again. I hope you had a wonderful holiday break. It's time to hit the ground running, all gas, no break, and see what we can accomplish this year. So, tonight's topic is starting from the bottom, part one, fast food edition. And basically, this is part one of a three-part series where we are going to explore how to go from bottom minimum wage jobs to a comfortable living wage job. How to do that? What are some pointers on how to do that? Okay, so tonight is part one of three. Tonight we're going to focus on how to live independently making minimum wage. How to live independently making minimum wage. If you are watching this on YouTube, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that. And we are going to get into it. So, how to live independently making minimum wage. Where do you start? Well, I say you start by renting a room. You've got your fast food job, you're on the job, you're working full time, probably a lot of overtime. Now it's time to establish a place to stay. So I recommend renting a room. Renting a room is going to be a lot cheaper than an apartment. I think here in Charlotte, apartments are like small apartments are running 1,500 to 2,000. Whereas rooms are being rented for maybe 6, 7, 800. Okay, so rent a room. Renting a room is much cheaper than a whole apartment or house, obviously. If you make an average of $13,500 a year, which is kind of the average fast food salary, working your survival job or your fast food job, you should be able to comfortably pay your rent of 300 to 600 bucks a month. Now, it does depend on where you are. Here, the cost of living in North Carolina is a lot lower than, say, someplace in San Francisco or New York. Okay, so this is based on the current living conditions in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, of course, this arrangement is going to require you to be friendly, require you to be amicable and patient, because you will be sharing common areas like the kitchen and possibly bathrooms. But if you stick to it long enough, you can eventually find a higher paying job or get promoted to a higher paying position and move into an apartment or even your own house. So at this point, you're starting from the bottom, okay? Obviously from the section title that we put on our video today, you're starting from the bottom. So you're really going to have to do the bare minimum. You're not going to have room for luxuries, not at this point. You're going to have to stick to it, trust the process, and be patient. The word for today's lesson is patience, 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 and trust the process. Okay? So no, you're not going to be able to get an efficiency apartment or 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom or anything like that working the $13,500 a year fast food salary. However, if you stick to it and use the money you would be spending on an extra on your own living space and save that, you can get out of your situation. It's only going to be temporary. You can get out of your situation a lot sooner if you're patient and you just save your money. So rent a room. Do not try to get an apartment. Do not try to get roommates unless y'all want to be sleeping on top of each other. Rent a room in a house and stick with that until you can level up. Next, ride the bus. Ride the bus. There should be no stigma attached to public transportation. Okay? You just need to get from point A to point B. There's nothing wrong with that. What you don't need right now is a car payment. You need to be able to save as much money as possible. You do not need a car payment right now. So hopefully where you stay, there's a very robust public transit system. A very robust public transit system. Charlotte, we have a bus system in Charlotte. We also have a lot of other public transportation means of getting around. But in Charlotte, we have a bus transportation system. The bus line has been around forever, connects to a lot of of popular areas of the city. Okay, and it's 10,000 times cheaper than having to make a car payment, especially if you don't have any credit, like your first, this is you starting out, this is your first job, and this is your first way of being independent. You might not have any credit, or you might have terrible credit. And if that's the case, you need to try and ride the bus. Okay, bus passes are infinitely more affordable than a car payment, so it behoove you to find a place to live that is near the bus line. Okay, transit programs in most cities have prompt and reliable transportation and are a great budget-friendly way to get from point A to point B. Buses don't break down and require you to pay costly repairs. Okay, you don't have to pay ridiculously high gas prices or car insurance. And those are all pros and very few cons. Okay, I don't like paying for car insurance, especially because I have quite a few fender benders that happen every now and then, and so my insurance is a little higher than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? So high I might want to ride the bus in the near future. But those are all pros, very few cons. You also don't have to pay for property tax or parking fees. Okay? Lots and lots of pros for riding the bus. There should be no stigma attached to that. You're getting your money, you're doing with it what you want. People should mind their business. Okay? Working all of the overtime. We are in a very unique time period as it pertains to getting a fast food job, because there are lots and lots of people leaving minimum wage jobs in search of better paying jobs. So lots and lots of minimum wage restaurant jobs are open and there for the taking. Everyone is hiring. Okay, we're in the midst of a huge upheaval in regards to living wage and job reform. Most survival jobs are extremely understaffed, as many people are leaving their minimum wage jobs in order to find ones with better pay. If you are just starting out and you have a plethora of options to choose from when it comes to finding a way to pay your bills. Almost every restaurant or hospitality type job is hiring, and there is plenty of overtime and possibility for promotion. Take advantage of it. Okay? Lots of people are leaving their minimum wage jobs, which is creating a huge amount of openings. Take advantage of it. If you are willing to work hard, if you have bills to pay, if you're going to start from the bottom up, go out there and get you a fast food job. There are tons of them. You have no excuse. And you can stay till your little heart's content. I'm sure they're offering tons and tons of overtime. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Almost every restaurant or hospitality job is hiring, and there's plenty of possibility for overtime and promotion. Many of these jobs offer some type of health care insurance as well. That's a plus. Now, some people, especially young people, they decide this is only a temporary part of my life. I'm going to risk it and not get any job insurance until I level up and get that next job that has healthcare insurance that I can take advantage of. Me, I'm a better safe than sorry person. Even if you're young, you don't know what's going to happen to you. So if your job offers you some type of healthcare insurance, take advantage of it. Yes, that's going to take a chunk out of the money that you're making, okay? But you're still going to be able to save, and you're still going to be able to level up, just not as fast. And to me, leveling up slower and having health insurance is a lot safer sounding than leveling up pretty quick without it. Anything can happen. I'm just one of those people that know anything can happen at any point in time. You need to have your health insurance if they offer it, okay? So work all of the overtime. Take advantage of it. Clean up. Mop the floor. Take advantage of it. Take all that money that they're going to give you and make sure you make a good impression so that you might be able to level up at your fast food job. Maybe you can become a manager or an opener. You never know. Okay? Work all of the overtime. And next, find satisfaction in small tasks. Okay? And this is important whether you are working a minimum wage job or you're making $10,000 an hour. Okay? It's important to find satisfaction in small tasks. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom, Our lives are made up of small menial tasks, okay? Things go a lot smoother when you find satisfaction in them and stop resisting those tasks, or have better, or have a stigma attached to those tasks, like you're better than that and you should not have to do them. Okay? Embrace those tasks. Survival jobs are not exactly the easiest jobs in the world. You have to deal with people most of the time. They have the worst attitudes. Survival jobs are also not the most comfortable jobs in the world, as much of the time you are lifting heavy objects or doing menial, cumbersome tasks or other forms of hard labor. That's why it's important to find satisfaction and meaning in fulfilling your responsibilities. Satisfaction in making dirty areas clean again, or going the extra mile to put a smile on the customer's face, however impossible that may seem. Learning to love these things will make your job a lot easier and maybe even enjoyable. So stock the freezer with a smile on your face. Mop the floor, empty out the fryer, flip the burgers, assemble the sandwiches. Those menial tasks make up your job. You're going to have to do them, so you might as well learn to like them, okay? Even if it's just temporary. Find satisfaction in small tasks. Also, try eating more produce. This is going to help you to save money. Inflation is affecting the price of almost everything these days, and that includes food. Meat, to be more exact, is costing double what it used to in some places. Also, the processed food being so cheap and available, eating healthy has become much more difficult. Okay? You might want to switch to produce. That is the tip. You might want to switch to produce. And I'm not talking about going into the freezer section and looking for the fancy vegan food or looking for the impossible meats, because a lot of people don't know that just because it's not meat doesn't mean it's healthy for you. A lot of those things, it takes a lot of processing to break plants down into the shape and texture and taste of meat. Those are highly processed foods. Also, little vegan treats that you find or assembled in the frozen food section, like vegan burritos or vegan eggs or vegan cheese. All of that is processed. It may sound good because it's vegan, but it's highly processed. You're going to get more bang for your buck sticking to the raw produce section. Okay? If they say eating healthy is expensive, it's only expensive because you're not keeping it simple. When you keep it simple, buy that squash, that bell pepper, that celery, the cilantro, the plums, the apples, the pears. Those are still reasonably priced, even though they're more expensive than they used to be. You can buy them in bulk and you can stay full. And that's what you need to focus on right now, the bare minimum. You can have a few luxuries here and there, but for the most part, you're stacking your money and you're saving on things like food and housing. Okay? So buy from the raw produce section. It's cheaper, it's healthier, and you'll be able to fill yourself up for cheap. So that is the tip. Eat more produce. Okay? So what did we cover tonight? How to live on minimum wage fast food salaries. Number 1, rent a room. Number 2, ride the bus. Number 3, work all of the overtime. Number 4, find satisfaction in the small tasks. And number 5, try eating more produce. Try eating more produce. Next week, we're going to cover part 2 of starting from the bottom. And that's when we're putting our plan in place to move from minimum wage to living wage. So you'll want to tune in 7 o'clock next Tuesday evening. I will see you then. If you are watching on Facebook, please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I will see you all again next time.